Hey YouTube, it's Zia. You're gonna have to excuse the nasally sound of my voice, or even more nasally than usual, because I already sound like that. And to explain why my voice sounds that way, it is because in my nose, like up here, I went to the doctor and had it confirmed, but I have swollen or inflamed terminates, which is a tissue in my nose, and it has been that way all of my life. So that's why that inflammation um, affects my voice, and it also affects my breathing as well. So I really don't breathe that well out my nose. But that's neither here or there. But I just wanted to mention that as an FYI. The reason this video is being created is to talk about welfare. I don't know how in depth I will go about it or not, but it just reminds me. Um, so a few conversations triggered the video, and basically, I hear a lot of people who uh, who are against Obama and him giving welfare to people, or people voting for Obama because they want free stuff. And this actual conversation has nothing to do with my beliefs about Obama, whether I'm for him or against him, but it's about the fact that it's a incorrect fact, opinion, belief. And the reason I say it's incorrect is because there's actually been a study on this that says most states that vote Republican are actually the welfare states. Like, there's a few Democratic states in there, but Republicans really take up the top 10. And so you have these Republicans who vote for Republican candidates like Romney, and that's because they're tired of people getting handouts and they work for everything they get. They're hardworking Americans. When that's actually not the truth. Like, these people don't want the welfare to go away, but they only want it for them. They don't want it for other people. Other people can't have the welfare, and it's just the Democrats who take all the welfare and blah blah. It's not. That's a absolute lie, because I actually read the study on this, and it highlighted the states, and it said that the states that the Democratic states that gets the welfare, like the money comes back to the government somehow, like they're somehow reimbursed for this money more times than not from the Republican states. Like, it's not just always the money's just going to these people and they have no way of getting it back. They get the money back somehow. Compared to a Republican state, it's not like that. Like, these people are just, well, not all of them, but some of these people are just on welfare, and yet they want to criticize other people who vote for Obama, saying they want handouts when that's not the truth. That's not even what's going on. And so every time I'm hearing people talk about, yeah, these people voted for Obama because they wanted handouts. No, they don't want handouts, and they're really not the ones getting the handouts. And this goes along with the whole myth that uh, black people are number one on the list for welfare, like they get the most welfare. No, they don't. That's white people. Like, but people always say that blacks are on welfare when whites take up the most percentage of welfare. Like, I don't. It's just a lot of. I feel like it's just a lot of inaccuracy and misrepresentation, and you believe the stuff if you don't do the research yourself. Like, I had other people tell me this, and it's not necessarily that I didn't believe, well, that I did believe it, but it's just that I didn't really care to look at it until I was talking to some people. Like, yeah, you can look this up. Like, whites are number one on the list for people who get the most welfare. And I was talking to this girl last week, and uh, a former Facebook friend of hers, they were friends at that moment, and said, these Democrats just want the welfare. They just want handouts. And she said red states are welfare states, and everyone knows that, red states are Republican states. And so it's just I looked it up after. I'm like, okay, where did she, find this from? And I read it myself. And so it's just so funny they based their whole campaign off of a lie. Well, not their whole campaign, but some of their opinions and beliefs off of a lie, and other people believe this. And the people who voted for Romney because he says, we don't want handouts in our nation, they're hypocrites because they're getting handouts and they are, admonishing others for getting handouts, because it's really not a handout. And the most insulting thing is those who think that people on welfare enjoy being on welfare, which is not true. There are some people who do abuse the system, but this is so rude to look at my phone. But there are some people who do abuse the system, but those are very few. People on welfare are not like, oh yeah, I'm a welfare girl, or it's even though I don't even want to get it, but it's not like that. People don't enjoy it. They're like ashamed of it, or they're not proud. Like they'll admit to, but it's not like something they're proud of. So it's just like the things that people want to be on welfare, like it's not the first option for most people. It's not okay. I'll go on welfare. They try their best to get the money and provide all they can, and it just works out that way that they end up there. And if they don't want welfare, they have no other means to provide for themselves. They end up poor, and they still get ridiculed at the end of the day. It's either you're poor or you're on welfare, and by poor I mean homeless. And so, and even if you're not homeless, you're gonna always get criticized if you don't have money. That's how it is. And so that's just a subject that I wanted to highlight. How people just assume that voting Democratic means that you're a welfare recipient and you want handouts from the government when it's mostly Republicans who are the welfare recipients, which is kind of funny. Considering that I know myself, I kind of connect Republican to rich person, but yeah, it's just one of those things you need to look up and kind of check for yourself, do some fact checking, and realize that this stuff doesn't add up. And so that's all I have to say. Bye.